Tell you what, I'd forgotten how hard this game can be down in the Conference North with a rubbish team. Hello and welcome to Season 1 Part 2 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against Salford and at home against Brackley in the Conference North. Since you were last with me, form has been, well, I'd like to say it's mixed, but really it's been a little bit rubbish. We've got this odd habit of scoring really late goals, as you can see from these games. Late goals and then losing games. We played Alfreton. We were 3-0 down with 12 minutes to go. We got it back to 3-3 with 5 minutes to go, and then conceded a late winger. That coincided. We played that game with a 4-4-2 to begin with. In the 70th minute, when we made our substitutions, we switched to the 4-3-1-2. Canero came on and was involved in everything, creating stuff and just generally being awesome. I'm not sure, he got 1 assist, 1 goal. Jarman came on, got a goal. Joey Johnson got a goal and an assist as well. And we looked brilliant, but then still let Alfreton back into the game and ended up losing. And then again in our last game against Altrincham, this time 3-0 down again. Got it back to 3-2 with 2 very, very late goals, but it wasn't quite enough. So we seem to have mastered scoring late on, but haven't quite mastered winning football matches yet. The one game we did win was massively against the run of play. Nathan Jarman got a hat-trick, but we were by far and away the second best team in this game. We didn't have a clear-cut chance all game. Harrogate had 3, and we were very lucky to get away with that one. So, yeah, it's tricky. I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with what we're doing tactically. We are back to the 4-3-1-2 today, but we've got a 4-4-2 that we're training as well, and might end up using that at some point in the first game or maybe in the second game, who knows. But still trying to work out who my best players are. I know one of them is Matt Sparrow, but he's picked up an injury. He's not completely fit today, but we're going to play him anyway because we kind of need him. Nathan Jarman is looking very impressive though. 5 goals from 3 starts so far, including that hat-trick, and I think I figured out what a defensive forward does, so that's a positive. And this is the team that we're playing today. So we've got George Willis in goal, a back 4 of Roberts, Saki, Evans and Gert, Pepper, Douglas and Sparrow in midfield, with Canero in behind Jarman and Johnson up front. Right, barking dog has been stopped and we can actually get into the game now. If you do want non-disjointed videos, if you want to come and hang around outside my house while I'm recording and just tell people to stop setting off fireworks, that'd be swell, because Dave doesn't really care for them, so I have to keep running back into the house. Don't worry, Dave, don't worry about the fireworks. By the way, I'm doing a video, got to nip back out. You stay quiet though, eh? Get back in. Barking again, so I'll probably keep disappearing as the video goes on. I might just get him in here with me. He can sit in, I don't know, where can he sit? Sit here somewhere. I mean, to be honest, the way we've been randomly clicking buttons, trying to pick a tactic so far, it probably wouldn't do us any harm. Right, see, I don't like the fact that Sparrow's got the little injured cross above his head. He is an important player and he's getting on a bit. This could end up being a big mistake playing him today when he's not fully fit, but we're just going to go with it. If we break him, he's on non-contract. We'll just release him and bring someone else in. That's the spirit. Who cares about player welfare? This is non-league. They're just little dots on a green square rectangle thing that we. Yeah, they're replaceable. Let's not worry about them. On the subject of the green square, I was very shocked at the variety of pitch sizes I had available to me. I don't think we've had this kind of variety available before. I mean, some of these pitches were 25 yards wider than a normal width pitch. It was mad. We just picked the standard one because I don't know why you would pick a different size pitch. Presumably it relates to tactics somehow. But if anyone does use an unusual sized pitch, make use of the comments box. Let me know what weird pitch size you use and what tactical advantage it gives you. I'm asking for some interaction to avoid the fact that we've just conceded a goal and we've been beaten at the near post again. I don't know if teams have already identified the weakness of Willis, because he does seem to let him in at the near post a little bit more often than you would expect. I guess at this level, the goalkeeper's not going to be perfect. We did identify him in the last episode as one of our better players. I'm yet to see it. But he's still young, and he's still got very few games under his belt, so hopefully his awesomeness will come with time. Jarman is in here, though, and That's not how he was doing things when you lot weren't watching. It has gone down as a clear-cut chance, but he has completely missed it. It was a bit rubbish. Again, I guess if he was able to convert that kind of chance every time he got into that position, he wouldn't be playing in the Conference North in the prime of his career. I think he's 29. So we're going to have to accept a bit of incompetence every now and again. But it does pain me when we get into good positions like that and can't convert from it. Salford are coming at us again. We need to get a tackle in, and no one is. And luckily, they were just as useless from their clear-cut chance that they created. But they got that by just carving through us. And there were 4 or 5 opportunities for us to get a tackle in, and we didn't take it. And that ball across us there has ripped us apart. And what just happened? There is no way from that position the ball should have ended up in the back of the net. I can't understand what happened. So, what, he's just looped it from there? There's no way that was deliberate, surely. That must have been a cross that's just looped him. If he's capable of just doing that, I mean, that's his second goal of the game. That sort of thing shouldn't be happening. Oh, long season ahead, etc. The one thing we've got going in our favour is the fact that the board have asked us to just avoid being relegated. So, getting back into full-on non-league to legend mode, as long as we pick up roughly, on average, a point a game. Oh, that was an ambitious back pass. But if we're keeping roughly close to about a point a game, then we shouldn't get relegated. In which case, I should keep my job and be able to keep building, and that's what we're really looking for here. Jarman's just. I mean, that's a nice little header. 6th goal of the season. He's tucked that away rather nicely. Cross comes in from the left back, I presume. Yeah, Roberts out here at left back. Cross comes in, and he just sort of dinks it. I don't know. Stupid replays. I mean, that is a difficult position to convert a header from. Perhaps near post is the new crossing in FM17. I've not noticed it much playing in the higher leagues, but certainly in this lower league save that I'm doing now, I'm noticing a lot seems to sneak in at the near post. Perhaps it's not Willis. Perhaps it's just lower league keepers in general. Johnson's in, and we're 2-2, and we're back in this game. Again, we just seem to start football matches so slowly. If we could avoid the whole going 2 or 3-0 down thing, we'd be top of the league by now. I mean, that's poor goalkeeping. He's basically lifted his foot up and let the ball go under him there. I would be tearing him apart if that was my keeper. But I don't understand why we're starting games so slowly. I would expect it to be the other way around, because we're really struggling for fitness at the moment. As you can see, everybody is well below 70%, well below 80% fitness already, which I know we're non-league, but I would expect a little bit more in the way of fitness levels, and we don't have them. But for some reason, that's not causing us to finish games poorly. If anything, we're doing better in the second. Well, there's no question about it. We are doing much better in the second half of games than we are early on. So I've got too many defensive midfield players. No one really wants to be box to box. Picton can do it. So there you go. There's a conundrum for you. Why are we finishing games strongly when we're shattered? Are other teams just even less fit than we are? Or do we need the psychological boost of, we're 2-0 down or we're 3-0 down, time to start playing, lads, and then we get back to a draw and we stop playing again? It's like we can only play when we only put good moves together when we're already beaten. And then once we get back to a drawing position, we think that's enough and let them in again, and their player's now got a hat-trick. It's already getting frustrating, the amount of times we're dead and buried, come back, and then still somehow find a way to lose the game. We'll get Chamberlain on for Jarman and see if he can inject a little bit of extra energy up front. But I imagine, as usual, we're going to be undone by going down so early on. That ball so close to being over the top, exactly where we needed it to be for someone to chase. But it's we're just hitting aimless balls forward now, and they've hit the crossbar. This is... I mean, it's end-to-end stuff. I imagine it's quite good fun to watch if you're there at Salford today, but for us, it's another really frustrating performance, and I'm already starting to think, do we drop a central midfielder back and go to the diamond? Do we drop him back even further and go to the old Bolton 3-5-2 that we used to do, or 5-3-2? I always get corrected when I call it a 3-5-2. I think this was the process we went through with Bolton when we were doing the Bolton battle in FM16. We started with the 4-3-1-2, dropped a midfielder back, still didn't work, dropped him back even further, pushed the fullbacks on into wing-backs, and that's when it finally turned into a winning tactic. So we might end up going through that same process again, but as it is, another frustrating day. Right, we've only had a 1-day gap before lumping straight into this Brackley game, which I guess is on August Bank Holiday Monday. It's going to be all sunny and nice. So we're not going to fiddle and change too much. We're going to keep the tactic the same. We're pretty much keeping the personnel the same. We've swapped Sparrow over to try and be the ball-winning midfielder because apparently he's really good at it. It does take away some of his attacking nous, but perhaps just having him there as our most experienced player and our captain while what's-his-face isn't in the team, it might just give us that little bit of extra oomph in the middle to stop teams slicing through us the way we saw Salford do for one of their goals. In fact, it wasn't for the goal, was it? It was for the one that never was. But it'll perhaps just stop teams cutting through us. But there you go. But there you go. Sparrow does intercept and Johnson's through. Genius, managerial genius here. He moves Sparrow to the ball-winning midfielder. Sparrow only goes and wins the ball in midfield and then just lumps it forward, basically. Proper non-league style, but Joey Johnson's there to chase onto it, tucks the ball away beautifully. That's a nice finish. And we're 1-0 up after less than 2 minutes. Managerial masterstroke. There you go. I don't think we've been ahead in a game yet. This is uncharted territory for us. Nosebleeds ahoy, etc., etc. I don't know what to do now. I say we've not been ahead in a game yet. We've won a game. Oh, another ball over the top. Jarman chases this time and he should have finished. We could have been 2-0 up inside 10 minutes if Nathan Jarman could only finish when he gets chances put on a plate for him. He doesn't seem to like it when he's one-on-one with a keeper with those balls over the top, which, considering he's supposed to be a defensive forward, isn't that what they're supposed to be good at? But he seems to get his goals from crosses. And we haven't quite mastered whipping the crosses in from our fullbacks yet, mainly because our fullbacks aren't very good. But if we can just get Jarman scoring, then I think we'll be fine. Sparrow intercepts again, another ball over the top. This time Jarman does chase. He's in a wide position, finds Canero and forces a save. We've now had 3 clear-cut chances in this first half. We really need to convert another one, or else we're going to have a reverse of a typical Gainsborough game, and it's all going to come back to bite us in the backside in the second half. Sparrow with the corner again, and a third chance to get the ball in. Douglas is there, and it goes straight to the keeper. We're playing well at the moment. I like this. What I don't like is the fact that we're not burying the game when we're playing well. It's got disaster written all over it as we go into half-time, only 1-0 up in our first half that we've dominated. We just need to keep doing what we're doing. We really are going to start to see fitness become an issue in this second half. It's the same 11 that played in the game on Saturday, and they were struggling in the second half then. So for them to play again with just a day's rest in between, I did pull them out of training, but they're part-timers. They're still going to be shattered. I'm surprised none of them are at work doing their overtime on Bank Holiday Monday. That's where I'd be. Because, £240 a week as manager. I don't get overtime this afternoon. And quite frankly, I'm a little disappointed about it. Matt Sparrow's there thinking I'm getting paid per match here. I'm well happy playing 2 games in a weekend. Double bubble for Matt Sparrow. That's why he was so keen to play with an injury at the weekend. He's earned more than me this weekend. Goodness me. Right, we're going to have to take him off. Despite him earning more than me, he is struggling quite a lot for fitness, so he's going to come off and Matt Wilson will come on, he can do ball winning midfielder, he's fine, and David Roberts is struggling a little bit as well, but we don't have any fullbacks on the bench, so he's just going to have to shut his face and get on with it. We'll take Canero off, bring Rothery on. I'm never going to be able to say his name because I can't do my THs properly. I am getting a little bit nervous at this point. Part of me is thinking we should just sit back and try and hold on to our narrow lead, but we've dominated this game so much that I just know it's going to be one of those times when they go and nick a late equaliser and we miss an opportunity to charge up the league. This would get us straight to our point-a-game thing that we're aiming for. Jarman's in. It's going to be his last touch of the game, and he scores. I said he couldn't do one-on-ones, but he's one-on-one there and scores. Not only are we looking at running at a point a game, Nathan Jarman is running at more than a goal a game at the moment because there was a couple of the early games he wasn't starting. He seems to have capitalised on the fact that he's starting now. The amount of chances that man gets as well. He's going to struggle not to score goals in this team, but we need to get him on one-on-one training, because if we can get him doing stuff like that every time he's one-on-one with the keeper, he'll get 40 goals this year and we'll have an unlikely promotion on our hands. There we go. That's Kev getting ahead of himself. Classic Kev. Way ahead of ourselves. It's our first proper win. Okay, it's our second win of the season. I keep forgetting that other win happened because you lot weren't here to share it with me. But hopefully this is going to be the first time you've seen us win. We're still in the bottom half of the table, but importantly, we're going to be sat on that 7 points from 7 games. And if we keep that going all year, oh no. I mean, we've seen so many late goals go in on this save so far that, I mean, that's just poor. We're 2-0 up in the last minute and our defensive line is pushed so far forward. This is what I mean about should we sit back. But if we're sitting back, are we just inviting them to attack and we're not good enough to defend it? And it's these little pickles that we get ourselves in. But luckily, time was on our side. We've picked up a 2-1 win and we're exactly where I would want us to be at this point of the season. That, if we can finish 14th this year, I'll be over the moon. If you've enjoyed that episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.